Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on our huge infrastructure blitz over here. We've got so much construction to do. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Firebreak. So this is the end of the socialism, the specter of socialism event. Whether through the trust of our people or the truncheons of our soldiers, the United States of America has emerged unbroken from the wave of socialist agitation that threatened it. They still saw the pamphlets sometimes, decayed paper corpses trapped in the gutters, caked in soot and mud, bold red and black ink abraded by rough stones and rougher footsteps. The police had not bothered to pick them up, viewing them as an affront to their gloves or perhaps realizing that their fallen remnants made more of a statement than their complete disappearance. A triumph for all the United States of America. +5 legitimacy for 5 years, +5 legitimacy, plus 15% loyalists from political movements, minus 10% political strength of laborers, 2% of upper and middle stratum pops become more loyal, or things will never be the same, 10% loyalists, 15% fascist and reactionary movement attraction, reduce political strength of laborers, 5% of upper and middle stratum pops become more loyal. I'm just going to go with the first one. I'm not about that fascism thing. And what is this? This is a reactionary revolt in Louisiana. Very good. We'll mobilize the Army of Observation and the Army of Florida to support. Shouldn't be a problem. We support Louisiana always. I should get Ideological Truth level 3. I think that's going to help things a lot. Oil in Ohio, very cool. So, question. Am I still getting that debuff? No, I am not. Alright, so the liberty desire of my subject states is not still going up due to my increased, due to my annexation of Los Altos, but I am still getting it from this infamy, which is and that's keeping their liberty desire relatively high, all things considered. So, you know, hopefully we'll work on getting that down when the time comes. Anti-Russian League offers an opportunity to establish a foreign investment rights agreement with Egypt. Their proposal, if accepted, is intended to counter Russian interests. It was a veiled sort of aggression, one which could in theory appeal to both ardent jingoists and those who preferred to mitigate losses. It would force the enemy to respond, possibly drive them towards a reckless confrontation in response to a seemingly benign maneuver. A plan to fight Russia to the last Egyptian, one minister remarked. The representative flushed. He had practiced responses along both lines, but none of them quite fit. This is not in our interests. Opposition members put forth demands. More pragmatically inclined members of the petite bourgeoisie, currently opposed to the passing of guaranteed liberties, have offered to change their stance were they to be offered certain political concessions. Such concessions would not be popular with the intelligentsia, however. Compromise makes a good umbrella, but a poor roof. It is a temporary expedient, often wise in party politics, almost sure to be unwise in statesmanship. Intelligentsia are very happy right now. If I acquiesce to their demands, the bill must pass. This increases enactment chance and makes the intelligentsia a little salty. Compromise is a tool of the weak. This reduces enactment time, slightly reduces enactment success chance, but makes the intelligentsia happy. Or a prime opportunity to break the bill from deadlock, increases enactment time, using one entire phase and makes the intelligentsia furious. I'm going to go with the first one. It's almost always my reaction to that event. I just like the investment chance. Empty pockets. A series of perceived poor decisions by the Mexican national movement has led to a notable decrease in its ability to raise money. Numerous wealthy sympathizers have quietly halted their support for the movement in its current form. We do not wish to appear partisan. Always the same refrain. The organizer paced back and forth in his tiny office, fists clenched until it felt as if his knuckles were about to burst out of his skin. Occasionally, he stole a glance at the unopened envelopes on his desk, all of which he knew would repeat a variation on the same. Partisan. What did it mean? That they cared for something? That they chose to do something beyond count the money in their vaults? He had something important to do, something which would improve society itself. They had a chance to do the same. In that light, how could partisanship possibly be bad? Perhaps it will find an alternative source of funds. 2% of pops in D.C. become more loyal. Mexican national movement is weakened. Or everything dies in the end, some faster than others. Mexican national movement is significantly weakened. I'm going to do the first one. Having loyal pops in the capital is always useful. Louisiana, you seem to have a lot of movements trying to start nonsense in you, and that just seems silly. Oh my goodness. Government of the Intelligentsia, that's excellent. Alright, new mandate. Let's go ahead and grab Ideological Truth Level 3. This is going to set minimum legitimacy. Well, but on the other hand, Creative Legislature 2 would be increased political movement activism from disapproved enactment, and increased political movement activism reduction from approved enactment. I think this is actually maybe better. No, I'm going to get that increased legitimacy. I don't know how bad the AI is at managing its, well, it's everything, frankly. So we'll do that. Excellent. Alright, so nobody's getting involved in this war. That's just fine with me, frankly. I'm completely pleased with that as a whole. I'm still quite infamous. I'm trying to save influence to keep my infamy decaying. I'll just save. There's the Louisiana reactionary revolt. This should be dealt with very, very soon. So let's take a quick sec to look at tech. Once we've got electrical generation, I think what I'll do... I love open hearth process and improved fertilizer, but actually, I think we'll circle back to military. We'll finish out... There's that. The tier 2s. And then we'll grab trench works, and then we'll grab defense in depth. This is going to be very effective in the long term. We're at our innovation cap, right? Yes, we sure are. And we're getting a little bit of extra innovation for a little bit of extra tech spread from unspent innovation, which is just fine. Hopefully building all these gold mines will allow me to form my gold concern. Yes? Yes? Oh, maybe I haven't finished building any of them yet. Yeah. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Anyway, they're getting built now, one way or another. Need more ways to pull people into Nevada. I am getting a lot of minting. Yeah, look at all those gold mines. Tasty, tasty gold mines. I love gold! Gold is so great. I love eating it for breakfast. Crooked connections. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding Guaranteed Liberties, Alton Grimes of the Intelligentsia has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. A few words in the right ears is all I'm asking for. Everything within the bounds of the law, of course, although I can't guarantee that our opponents in this matter will view such actions with much glee. Granted permission, time is of the essence, salty petite bourgeoisie. Or no, we do this by the book, or and reduce enactment time. Or no, we do this by the book, or not at all, increase enactment time. I'm going to do the second one. I don't want to piss off the petite bourgeoisie any more than I have to. France is going to steal Benin from Benin. You go wild, France. You do it, France. I'm not going to get involved. That seems like a you issue. can't believe I've run myself out of gold mine capacity in Guyana. I thought Guyana... Oh, Guyana's still got a bunch of gold fields. Yeah, well, that'll do it. And so after that's the shipyards. Nice. Norwegian mass immigration, wonderful. So after that's the shipyards, then the fishing wharves. So I think after that... I think I'm going to throw the power block statues at the bottom of the queue. Because all this other stuff is pretty important. And those are just sort of what I'm going to spend stuff on eventually. These universities are kind of vanity, but they are important to build. Increasing my tech spread is going to be useful, and my literacy is continuing to go up. Which, hey, law progressive voting, wonderful. And my literacy is continuing to go up, which will in turn necessitate having additional universities. So it's worth it. Brazil? I don't want to boot Pedro de Bragança out of the government, though. I am going to change their government, but I want to give Pedro de Bragança as much time as he can have before I do that, because I want them to, you know, I want things to be chill. What if it failed? Interesting. That's okay, I'm not worried about that. I am going to need a bunch more government admin capacity to deal with that, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up 5 levels in Texas. I'm going to build up a couple levels each across the Old South just to get us going. A couple in Arkansas. A couple more in Tennessee. And of course, who could forget Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. And we're going to put these... I think we're going to put these at the end of the fishing wharves. Oh boy, I sure love holding Alt and clicking. There we go. That'll get done reasonably fast. There was probably a faster way to do it, but, you know, I'm not good at stuff. So there. Power block statues are not critical. Fishing wharves are doing rock solid. Lot of it success. Wonderful. But can I form a gold company? No. Can I form a canal company? Wait. I can. Excellent. Alright, so now I need to find export routes for my ironclads and my clippers and all my other boats. Let me see. clippers I can sell to Japan, Oman, and Mexico. And then man o' wars should be pretty affordable. There's France and Britain. And China. Come on, I gotta be able to sell steamers to more people. Nope. What about ironclads? Everyone loves ironclads. Destroyers for money agreement. No? Where are they? Barely unprofitable if I sell them to the British. Alright, well that's all we're gonna have. Maybe I'll subsidize my shipyards, I don't know. I gotta get... Oh, Army of the Great Plains needs a new leader. Let me see. You seem good. You seem even better. And now they're totally unprofitable. Well, that's not great. Why are they so unprofitable? Gosh. It's because the engines are so expensive. That's what's happening. It's because of those engines. Alright, well... hopefully Michigan will get increased motor industries. I don't want to build up too much here. Actually, heck it, yes I do. It'll be fine. We got plenty of infrastructure. Here I am throwing more garbage in at the top of the construction queue. Cry for freedom. A protest advocating for guaranteed liberties was called in order to silence... A protest advocating for the Guaranteed Liberties law was called in order to silence the detractors. However, the police force decided to take the law into their own hands and violently repress the protesters. Ah, the irony of the situation. A protest against our current laws that fail to protect the citizen from the corrupted police force is shut down by the very same police force. My hands tremble with a feeling of indignation while I write this article. If the police are capable of this now, what else will they do in the future? We need the law to protect us. Both parties need to calm down. 10% of lower stardom pops in DC become more radical. Reduce enactment time by 10%. Increase enactment success chance by 10%. Or the police will have to publicly apologize. Armed forces angry. 10% of officers and servicemen become more radical. 20% enactment time and success chance. I'm just going to do the first one. That's a trap. That's a trap right there is what that is. Alright. That's okay. We're pretty likely to get there on the next pass. Why are armed forces so salty? Oh, because they hate guaranteed liberties. Well, that makes sense. That's because they hate our freedom. Production and agitation. In collaboration with the Republican Party, Ichabod Black has secured a deal for cheap and quickly distributed pamphlets in support of the party. The interior of the carriage held a pleasant surprise, a crate of several thousand pamphlets printed on an industrial scale, each with instructions on the voting process and a cheaply copied logo of the Republican Party. They made a hefty weight, and, he hoped, would turn out to be an equally sized benefit. Bury our opponents in a sea of paper, 20% momentum. Or these connections can be used later, 10% momentum, and he becomes ambitious. What about Black? You're still kicking around? Compliant, inexperienced, popular commander, wrathful. Oh, what a terrible character. Bury our opponents in a sea of paper. Right, so again, all this government admin is going to cost us a lot of cash in the, medium term, but it's going to be useful in terms of getting our getting guaranteed liberties going. Oil discovered in Guyana. So there's a gold rush in Guyana as well. Gold has been discovered in Guyana. People from all corners of the earth are converging there, confident that they'll discover the next great lode and become incredibly rich. It was a single misplaced foot in the river, his son quick at his side, hoisting him from the water before the currents claimed him. Then, as the sediment rose with both his leg and his walking stick, they saw it, the unmistakable shimmer of Plutus's very blood. By the next morning, they were both at the river with sieves and shovels. By the night, the whole town had joined them. Spread the word, or it's mine, all mine. I'm going to go with the second one. Now, is that extra gold fields, not gold mines? All right. And rubber rush in Guyana as well. This seems to be the most effective place. Gonna do it the way I always do it. Is France still antagonistic towards me? Yeah, it seems that way. But that's okay. They don't need to be antagonistic towards me. I'm a cool cat who always has a good time. This power block statue is ahead of the universities, and it should not be. Motivate success, very nice. Pleased about that. And we'll leave it there right in the middle of the opium stuff. Ironclad shortage. But weird. Well, Panama Canal Company's profitable now, so that's good. Fruitful endorsements. In a gesture of solidarity with the Republican Party, Shubael Littlejohn has encouraged his supporters to vote for it in the ongoing election. Who are you? You're a Democrat aligned with the petite bourgeoisie. Interesting. Are you about anything right now? Ah, elected bureaucrats. Very, very nice. For the interest of all principled people, the Republican Party has a consistent record of excellence. I cannot speak higher of those brave men and women moving the United States of America forward under their name. He has our thanks, certainly, 30% momentum, or the endorsement would best be more specific, 20% momentum, stronger industrialists. I think I'll go with the second one. That's exciting. Are the industrialists in the Republican Party? Oh, they are. Oh, interesting. The yeoman farmers want in, too. I could get... I can't believe I would be legitimate with the yeoman farmers in the Republican Party, along with the industrialists. That's crazy. That's bananas. Man, that reduction to ideological incompatibility from the power block is really, really strong. Well, I thought we had an ironclad shortage, and that was making the canal company more profitable, but apparently not. Feeling pretty salty about this whole situation. Hey, there's Guaranteed Liberties. Wonderful. And there's rubber in Honduras. Excellent. So, let's just go ahead and max out home affairs. I think at this stage I can pull colonial affairs back to level 1. I just realized I'm not colonizing anywhere, and I've just been totally wasting colonial affairs doing nothing for that for a while now. So that's just fine. Danish radical revolts. Interesting. I'm not going to do anything with it, but it's, it's interesting. It's fun. Republican Party wins the election once again, keeping Joshua Norton in the presidency. Okay, let's be real. I mean, I think I have to do this for the meme. Just make myself a single party government. So once again, this ideological compatibility penalty is just huge. But we're getting our reduction to that from the power block, and that is really nice. 97% of the clout, 100% of the votes. And head of state's interest group. So we're getting 10 plus 25 plus 120. Minus 56. Oh, that's really funny. What a silly government we have. What a very silly government. Leverage over Uruguay is getting higher and higher. Industrialists petition government. Representing his constituents in the industrialists, Matthias Cabot has issued a formal petition to the American government to pass private health insurance. One last matter for the day, sir. Members of your constituency arrived this morning. They're asking rather loudly and insistently if you would meet with them about new legislation. Well, is that it? Goodness, you see this if you've seen a ghost. I'm sure I can spare the last hours of the light for them, can't I? I believe so, sir. They weren't taking no for an answer. I can do this. It'll cost me some legitimacy and make the industrialists mad. Or I can say we'll see what we can do and add the petition. So do I want to privatize healthcare? Currently, public healthcare is giving us +2 standard of living, 60% reduced pollution effects, minus 20% mortality. If I go to private healthcare, it'll be stronger petite bourgeoisie, 2% of standard of living for the upper strata only, less reduction in pollution effects. Mortality will be reduced based on wealth, so about 10% for 12.9 times 0.8, so about half as much as what I've currently got. No, this is terrible. I know it was going to do market stuff, but standard of living for everyone is really bananas. We're not going to do it. I do not want that. Otis Glazier has retired, putting a pacifist in charge of the petite bourgeois of the rural folk. That is just fine. And there's something popping off in the Neged. So, what else can I do with the government? Ugh. I think the government's looking good. I think we've basically achieved what we want to achieve from a government perspective. Could piss off everybody by going to consumption-based taxation, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to do a run where we do consumption-based taxation eventually. Maybe just for the memes. I could go to a monarchy. That would be extremely curious if I went to a monarchy. Intelligentsia would be livid. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want to necessarily turn America into a monarchy. Not right now. It's definitely something that would be delightful and memey to do eventually, but right now I don't think I want to. Alright, motor industries are getting built. Panama Canal Company is getting a little bit more profitable. Let's build those gold mines in Guyana. Gosh, those are going to take forever. What is going on down there? I don't need this Greener Grasses campaign, so what we'll do is we'll put... Okay, is this a turmoil problem? It's a turmoil problem. So let's put a suppression decree. I can't, because I have guaranteed liberties. Alright, road maintenance it is. Alright, vulcanization and electrical generation are researched. So let's go ahead and swap our tooling workshops over to machine tooling. I'll be just fine. Once again, there's a shortage in ironclads, which has made the Panama Canal Company profitable. Hopefully that sticks around long enough for the Panama Canal Company to be to hit its maximum so that I can get my 50,000 pounds a year. Or a week, rather. What I actually... should probably just increase the size of my navy. That's probably the smarter way to go about this. We'll grab this reckless dork. Ugh. I got nobody. Alright, I'm gonna promote these other two. That's the most sensible way to go about things around here. Alright, and we'll increase the number of ships. Alright, that's 12 additional light ships. Where else do I have a non-round number of ships? Here. Perhaps on the west coast? Yes. Perhaps in Panama? No. In New York. The culprit was New York the whole time. Hang on, how is this possible? I don't have any other navies. Oh, one of them is in Louisiana. Well, that can't be it. Well, this has gotten very silly, but that's alright. For ironclads, we'll just throw... Do I go up to 60? I think the answer is yes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Is that way more than I need? Yeah, that's way more than I need. Whoopsie doodle. Alright. And then we will put all those way at the top of the queue. These will build really fast. This will add a bunch of ironclads demand. And hopefully, in the fullness of time, that will lead to the Panama Canal Company being profitable due to the increased ironclads demand, and will not cost the government so much that I'm just spitting in my own face at this point. Because I've definitely done that. There's a lot of ways you can spit in your own face in Victoria 3. From purely, like... how do I say this? There's a lot of traps. Rubber boom. The recent expansion of the rubber plantations in Guyana has yielded extremely promising results. The United States of America threatens to lead the world in rubber production. The question is not what can be done with rubber, but rather what cannot be done. There is no end to its potential utilization, and it will surely become the foundational material of the modern world. Our finest minds are developing new applications for this versatile material. We need more rubber. Big ol' throughput bonus. Rubber is super duper expensive, but hopefully the private sector will build up some in Ivory Coast, and that'll be just fine. Yes, yes, yes. All the children want me to be less infamous, but I'm not gonna be less infamous. Or they want more autonomy, but they don't really want autonomy. What they want is for me to be less infamous. But I'm an infamous jerk. I love conquering territory, and I love taking protectorates, and I love upsetting the international order. And things are just gonna keep going that way. So you might as well get with the program. There we go. Hey, they're profitable. Wonderful. Republic colonizing Nigeria. Excellent. So hopefully this holds and I can get my 50,000 pounds a week, but we'll see. I know I keep delaying my universities and my opium plantations and all that other good stuff, but I got to stop it. Stop going down in profitability. Nerds. Alright, that is all we've got time for tonight, my friends. I have had a great time. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you all have had a lot of fun. And I will see you on the other side.